course, is the Cowboys. That hold-in continues. They don't seem to be getting any closer to a deal. And Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott was asked about Micah Parsons yesterday, asked about Micah not being there. Remember, the Eagles game is a week from Thursday. Here's what he said.
No, I've got confidence. I've told y'all that way back when. And I'm just going off of experience, honestly. No different than mine, so I've got confidence in that. Just hoping, which I know he is, he's ready to play.
Has this whole thing been a distraction for the team as you prepare?
I wouldn't say so. As I alluded to it before, I mean, there's been a case of something similar to this the last 3 years, I believe. So people can take it however they want. I think it's kind of part of the way guys think and see things around here.
What did that sound like to you?
Didn't sound like a guy who is real thrilled. He accepts what goes on there. And what's going on there right now is this. I think there's some hope in this regard. Trey Hendrickson and the Bengals were worlds apart. And somehow, with the regular season coming close, they figured out their differences. Terry McLaurin and the Washington Commanders, millions of dollars apart, couldn't figure out a solution. And lo and behold, under 2 weeks from the opener, they figured out a solution. The fact that two sides or two different situations that were really nowhere could figure out a solution, you would think would give some hope to the Dallas Cowboys and Micah Parsons. You would think. But the one thing that I would warn here is Micah Parsons still hasn't practiced. Micah Parsons has a tight back. Micah Parsons is hurt. The Dallas Cowboys are in a situation where people say that this is going to be Jerry Jones' Waterloo. He's determined to make a point and win this particular disagreement.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that gets resolved other than the fact that McLaurin and Hendrickson were worlds apart. They got it done, and the Dallas Cowboys now are in a situation where people are waiting to see whether they can figure out a solution and get their situation.
To be clear, I mean, if those people know what Waterloo is, that was the end of Napoleon, right? He lost that battle, and that was it. It was the end of the Napoleonic Wars. So maybe this is sort of the end of the line for Jerry Jones. Look, I have had so much respect for Jerry Jones over the decades. I have covered his teams like crazy. He is a person that I hold in high regard as far as my respect, and I cannot believe for the life of me he has allowed this to turn into this, because this has gone way beyond a show. This has gone way beyond the usual soap opera that we get with the Dallas Cowboys. It genuinely has become embarrassing when you have by far the best player on your team, one with whom this should be the easiest thing in the world to get of all these deals. I could understand why the Commanders had some hesitancy when it came to McLaurin. I love him, but I saw it.
But he's in his 30s.
That's what I mean. And you
Trey
can see it with
Hendrickson, too.
Hendrickson in his 30s. Micah Parsons, this should be, it's
prime
almost,
of his career.
People have compared it to in the NBA, they have like a max salary. Like you know what he's going to get. They don't even need an agent to do it. Well, I shouldn't say that in this case, because we all understand Jerry Jones doesn't want the agent to do it, but it almost should have been something they could have done without it. So you tell me, where does this go? How do you, if you're in there, how are you trying to create this situation to try and salvage it?
It's easy, Greeny. You close the door and say, hey, we're going to both give a little and we're both going to get a little. We're going to give you 2 years, $84 million. So from an average per year basis, you are the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. You're above TJ Watt. However, if you're Dallas, it's a little bit of a shorter term deal, less risk. And now if you're Micah Parsons, you get a substantial raise, much the way Trey Hendrickson did, and you get back to the table a year early. The one thing, too, like going back to Adam's point, like why are we optimistic? Let's give Micah Parsons credit, Greeny. He showed up. So, again, under the collective bargaining agreement, on a rookie contract, fines can be waived. So he could not have gone to California. He could have not shown up at all. So the fact that he's there every day leads me to believe that he wants to play a week from Thursday night. Get in a room, put a Band-Aid on this thing, and get to the season.
Let's be clear. There are 16 games after the one on Thursday night, so it's not all about that, but that's a pretty big game. It's the NFL's kickoff game, and they're playing the defending champs. And D. Wood, I want you to repeat what you said in our first hour for the new audience that is here about what you would think of if the Cowboys put him on the field 9 days from now.
I think it would be irresponsible for the Dallas Cowboys to play Michael Parsons at week 1. They're literally playing, in 9 days.
Yes.
They're playing the Philadelphia Eagles on a Thursday night. You You have to be in football shape. The only way you are in football shape is by doing football things, by being in pads, by practicing. He hasn't done any of that. You talked about he reported. Yes, he reported, but he's not doing any of the football activities that his other teammates are doing. And so by putting him out there, if this thing somehow gets resolved in the next day or so, you put Michael Parsons out there, you run the risk of my former teammate, Darrelle Revis, who had a holdout. He signed. The first game he played, he got injured. Do we really want that for Michael Parsons? This is not about one game, not about the opening game. This is about a 17-game slate that you want Michael Parsons available for.
And I'll say this, that Micah Parsons has to watch out for himself. And so he knows what he's going to be worth on the open market. I don't think he's going to be rushing himself in to go play a game unless he has a new deal. If he gets a new deal, I'm going to predict right now with confidence that tightness in his back is going to feel a lot better.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. We talk about how bad the Bengals were without Trey Hendrickson. This Cowboy defense, they're going to have a lot of issues without Micah Parsons.
Look, I mean, that was a game that you sort of figured they'd lose anyway, but then they've got the Giants, and if they're going to have a season, they're going to need him. If he's not there, I don't know what's going to happen in Dallas. So we deal with that one. We'll keep an eye on it. Meanwhile, coming up, Rodgers responds to the expectations as only he can. What is the ceiling for the legends of Pittsburgh this year? Plus, Caleb ready to bear down. Could Chicago surprise everyone in the NFC North? We'll answer that question and more next.